Welcome to the promotion scope. Welcome to the replay. Hello. How are you today? Okay. Hi, I'm LaShonda Hoffman, your promotion scoper. I am here to talk about an event that I had this weekend. I was really excited about it. It's called the Virtual Book Fair. Nope, that wasn't the title. It was Sormeg's Sormeg's Online Book Festival. My mind is gone today. I guess it's a Monday. I just wanted to talk about that. It was amazing, an amazing event. We had 50 authors that participated in it, and we had so much fun. It was a great event, and so I wanted to, hello, welcome. I wanted to talk about that and offer some tips to those who have been thinking about doing a virtual book fair or mine is a book festival, so it's kind of new, but the book fairs have been out for a while. I have seen them for a couple of years. Different sites and different people have hosted them. A lot of them host them on Facebook events pages, and so they invite people to come out and can promote your book. And usually it's for 3 days. One lady that I has been doing them, her name is Imani Wisdom. She is amazing. She has been doing them for a couple, maybe a year, I think. But hers is called the Urban Ebook Book Fair, and it was the first one that I participated in as a new author. It was really exciting. Hi, Aisha. I hope I'm saying that right. And she has been, she does it maybe quarterly, which is a good way to do them. She does them quarterly and is open to anybody. Anybody can pop in and, promote their books in there and invite your readers, and you invite, and hopefully other people invite their readers and they come in and they check your books out and stuff. And so my first time in there was a bust because I went in wrong. So I'm going to offer you some tips on how not to do what I did. And then the second time I rocked it. I actually sold some books, so I was really excited about it. And so that was one of my goals, was to go in there to engage and to hi, you said it right. Oh, great. And to engage with the people in there and to meet some new people, make some new content, and hopefully sell some books. So you always, when you go to any type of book fair, you want to sell some books. That's your goal, to get up in there, especially if you're doing a live one. You have your books in front of you, trying to sell them. But when you're doing virtual, you really don't know until you go and check your page to see if anybody's bought anything, downloaded anything. People can say, oh, I loved your book, I downloaded it, and you go and say, nobody bought nothing today. What are they talking about? It happens. But, I think people just want to make you feel good by saying they bought your stuff. So, oh my goodness, I'm sorry. My nose is trying to run on me. Hello, how you doing? We're talking about 5 ways to rock a virtual book fair or festival. So this weekend, I hosted the Sormeg Online Book Festival. I wanted it to be a little bit different than the regular book fairs because I want to have a little more control over it. One of the things that I wanted to do was, I love book festivals. I've been to a couple of them. I've seen a couple of them on TV that I really want to go to. And so I wanted to do a book festival that came to you. That was my goal, was that you could go to the book festival, you can meet some authors, you can learn about some new books, and then you can do panel discussions. That's one of the things that I love about the Harlem Book Fair. They have panel discussions, and you can go in there and talk to writers and talk about doing things that's happening in the industry and stuff like that. And so that's what I wanted to do. And I pulled it off this weekend. We had some amazing panels. It was really good discussions. And I think everybody that was there had a really great time. And so that was my goal, was to have a good time and hopefully sell some books. And I sold some books, yes. And hopefully the people who else was in there sold some books. So my tips for today. The first tip is, do not be a drive-by promoter. One of the things I noticed in the book fairs is that people aren't taking them seriously. They're just thinking of us, oh, it's a nice way to promote, and I'll pop my stuff in there and leave them in there. And so what they do is they come in, they drop off some information about their book, and then you don't see them the rest of the fair. You know, they just come in on that you get that, like with Imani, she lets you promote 3 times in the book fair. So that person might come in and promote 3 times on Friday, on Saturday, and Sunday, but that's the only time you see them in there. They're not talking to anybody in there. They're not saying nothing to anybody in there. They're the drive-by. They just beep, beep, see you later. You know, and that's not who you want to be when you go into a book fair. You want to treat this just like any other event, because you want to stay professional and you want the people to know that you're in there, that you want to talk to them. You want to get to know the reader that comes in there. You don't want to post stuff and that's all you do is walk off. That's an advertisement. That is not being a part of the event. So you don't want to be a drive-by promoter. So the next tips I'm going to offer you is things that you can do. Number 2 is to create a virtual booth. You want your booth to pop just like you were at a live event. You want people to go, when they're strolling down, because you're scrolling down your phone or you're scrolling down your computer, you want them to say, woo, what was that? Ding, 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 let me go back up. You know, let me check that out. What was that? Okay, we had some great booths up in the festival this weekend. These ladies were off the chain. Some of them had book trailers. Book trailers are great for virtual events, because you usually see them posted on YouTube and that's it. But when you go into a fair, you trying to stand out, and so you do this. These ladies had book trailers. They had amazing graphics. They showed their books. They had different activities to do inside their virtual booth. You want the people to come. When I do a booth, I create a lovely graphics I ask a question on my graphic to say, hey, come on in and talk to me. Just like you would do if you was at a regular booth. You know, and I come on in and talk to me, see what's going on, how am I doing, what are you doing? You know, I'm about promotion, so I'm teaching about promotion. So in my booth, I tell who I am, what I offer, what my book is about, and then I might offer you some tips to show how you can get yourself out there to promote. So definitely, if you're going to do a booth for you, if you're not a nonfiction thing, then you're an author, you're a fiction author, you need to get in there and come up with something fun to entice the reader to stop at your booth and go, hey, how you doing? What's going on? Tell me about your book. That's what you're doing. The same way you do if you was at a live event. You're standing there. If you just sitting behind your table, most time people are going to pass by you. So the same way in virtual, you need to get up off behind your table and go, hey, come see me, come talk to me, what's going on? You know, you want them to come into there. So as an author, maybe you do the book trailer, maybe you put a little teaser in there, maybe you put some great pictures, you know, graphics, maybe you have some pictures of what you thought your characters looked like. One lady, she did that, and with some nice graphics, she said who she thought her characters looked like, you know, resembled. And so you want to bring those people into your booth. Another way to bring them into your booth is to host a contest. You know, some people host a contest as on a win. I don't recommend hosting a contest to win your book. You want them to buy the book, so come up with something else. We had a couple of people that were giving out gift cards. They gave out Amazon gift cards, you know, to people. That's a nice way to get you some books in there, you know, buy some books, you know, $25, $5, $10, your choice of how much you want the gift card to be. Somebody offered to to surprise me completely, offered to give away a copy of my book, which is I thought was kind of neat that they offered to give away somebody else's book as a prize, you know. And so you host a contest. One of the best contests is that one of the ladies she did was they had to sign up for her mailing list. Bam, you're grabbing those people, bringing them back to you. I teach that all the time. You want to bring those people who came to the fair back to your home. So that's definitely a great contest. It's say, hey, sign up for my mailing list, and that enters you. You don't have to do nothing but sign up for the mailing list, and you have a chance to win some nice little gift from somebody. What am I on? 2, that was 3, 4. Visit the virtual booths of other people in there. A lot. Remember I said about being a drive-by person. You don't want to be that person who just sits in their booth. Even when you're at a live event, go get up, take a break from your booth. That's why hopefully you bring a person with you so they can man your booth, and go talk to the people that's there. Go see what they're doing. Go say how you are. Pass over some business cards. Pass over some samples. Let the people know who you are, so they won't think you just one of those people who sits at the table. You know, you want to be out there engaged. In the same way with a virtual booth. You don't have to talk to everybody that's in there. We have 50 authors, but I made it my business to go by each booth, say hello, welcome, how you doing, ask some questions, and you can do the same thing. It's not that hard. You're taking time to visit each person, you know, say who you are, what's going on. I made some great connections, and you can do the same thing. You know, somebody else might be hosting something later on, and they could tell you about it, and you go, you know, you're like, oh, okay, I'll participate in that next year or this year, you know. So you can't do that if you're not going to visit people you're not going to see. Maybe you're looking for some authors that's in your city. If you don't visit the booths, how do you know where they're from? How do you know who they are? Go visit the booths and say, hey, how you doing? I'm from St. Louis. Where are you from? Maybe we can connect some way. You know, get to know that person. Enter their contests. You like to win prizes too. So one lady, she won 3 or 4 prizes because she was talking. She was engaging. She was getting to know the people. And that's what you want to do. You want to get to know the people. That's number 4. It's to engage with the people who leave you comments. If somebody stops inside your booth, don't ignore them. They come to visit you. They come to say, hey, bam, how you doing? Even if they just hit like, say something to them. A lot of people don't do that. And in the book fairs, most people are lurkers. Excuse me, my nose is really running. I might have to get up here. And most people are lurkers. And so they're not going to say anything, but if they like your booth, they'll hit like. And that's when you grab them. And you go, hey, LaShonda, I saw you like me. How you doing today? How's it going? Ask them questions. Same way as when a person went by and said, oh, that looks like, come on back here, let me tell you about it. Bam, it's the same way. It's the same philosophy to get them out there, get them in front of you, grab them. Pull them to your booth and say, hey, how you doing, whatever. I see people do that all the time. In the urban ebook fair I used to go to, the people would do that. And nobody come to their booth the whole day, but they see the likes. So that's how they got talking to the people. I was like, you know what, that's a cool idea. To say, hey, how you doing? What's going on? Ding, you stopped by, you said you like me. Hi, what type of books do you like? That's a good question to ask people. What type of books do you like? And then they're talking to you. Now they might or they might not, but most of the time if you say something back to them, tag them. That's how you tag them in Facebook. Tag them, and there you got them, and that's it. And you can have conversation with them. And so you're engaging with them. You're learning who they are. You're talking to them, and you're selling books because that's what you want to do. You want to sell your book to them so they can say, "Oh, this book sounds good. Let me add it to my Kindle." Ding, ding, ding. That's the great thing about ebooks is that they can buy right then and there. You have 50 authors. Somebody is buying a book from you today. And that's what you want to do. You want to have a great, even if you sell one book, that was a good festival because that was for the weekend. You might not have sold anything. So don't get discouraged if you don't sell anything. I was telling you, my first one I went to, I didn't sell anything, but I met 60 authors. 60 authors I had never heard of, never ever heard of. Do you know how much excitement that was for me as a promoter? 60 new authors that I can contact and get in touch with and see if they want to be in my magazine or something like that. One of the things that you have to do, that I also noticed is that when you're doing a live event, you want to know who's in the room with you. If a magazine person is in the room with you and you haven't introduced yourself to them, something is wrong. Don't be the shy person. This is not time to be shy. This is the time to get your name in front of that person. Maybe they're looking for new interviews. Maybe they're looking for articles. Maybe they need somebody to go on their cover. Guess what? You could be that person. Don't wait to the last. Don't go in there and go, oh, they'll contact me. That's not how it works. You want to be the person in front of them. I know I did a live event and I thought about that. I'm like, now I say I have a magazine and I published information about authors, their books. I do interviews, I do articles, talk about stuff like that. You need to get in there and go and make sure that person has your card because you want to be interviewed. You have to work your promotion. They don't have to. They can sit at their table and never say nothing else to you. But if the people who come to me and gave me their card, guess what? I'm going to be contacting them to do some interviews with them. The other people who ran fast about it are so fast, they missed their opportunities because I don't know who they are. I don't know nothing about them. I don't know how to get in contact with them. And why should I go have to hunt you down where you at when we was right there together? Talk to me. Say, hey, how you doing? I didn't get a chance to go talk to them because they were up out of there. You know, and the same way in a virtual room. Do not leave that place without getting some contact. You should at least have 10 or 15 contacts under your belt before you leave out of there, out of a virtual book fair. You should have a listing of all the authors that are there and see where they live at. And maybe you all are in the same city, and then you can make some contacts that way. You can do different events together that way. Maybe they know something about an event that you have not a clue about in your city. You know, those are the people you want to stay in contact with. You know, you have to make the connections. You have to network. Sometimes that one person who's shy is just as shy as you are. But if you step up and pretend like you're not shy and go and speak to that person, that'll bring them out of their shyness. You know, so same way with online. We had a whole bunch of ladies that were new to the concept of book fairs. And so they weren't saying anything. And so I had to go and talk to them and, you know, and bring out the shyness and get them past that. And that was fun. It was great. They had a good time once they figured it out that, you know, nobody's going to bite your hand. You know, nobody's going to be mean to you while they're up in the room with you. Everybody's just here to have a good time and learn from each other. And we all learned from each other. We all shared and we had a great time. So those are my 5 virtual book fair tips to help you get out there and rock this book fair and festival. You want to be the rocking person. You don't want to be the person that's sitting behind the booth, oh, thank you, and not selling anything, you know. So number 1 was to don't be a drive-by promoter. Don't be that person who drives by, who drops their stuff off at the book festival and keep it moving. You don't want to be that person. You want to meet and engage with the people that are in the room with you. Number 2, you want to create a virtual booth that pops. You want people to come to your booth and say, wow, what is this? What is going on here? Let me see what this person's talking about. Number 3, you want to host a contest. You want a contest that's going to bring people back to you. That's your goal. You want to bring all those people that's in that room with you back to you, to your home base. You want to ask them to sign up for your mail and to sign up for something so you grab their emails. You can't get their emails once you leave out of that room. So remember that. Emails. Yes, I grab emails because I'm the hostess, so I was able to grab emails. That was why I wanted to do a little different from the other book fairs, because most of them are the people just drop by in. Nobody has any say on who's in there, who's in the room. Anybody can stop in. But if you're the hostess, you want to know who's in the room with you. So I decided to do registration, and that was the best decision ever, because now I can contact those 50 authors that signed up. I can contact those 50 readers who signed up, and we can stay in communication with each other. Best tip ever. Stay in communication with the people that are in the room with you. Number 4, visit the other virtual booths there. Make sure you stop by and enter a couple of contests. You might win you a $25 gift card, and you can buy some of those books up in the virtual book fair with you. And then number 5, engage. Talk to the people that's in there. Talk to the readers that are lurking in there and liking everything. Say hey, hi to them. See what they like. You know, I'm telling you, that's the only way you're going to get the email addresses is you got to talk to the people. They're not going to talk to you. They're going to, unless they want to ask you some questions. Most times they're very shy in the virtual book fairs, very quiet, but they're checking out the books. And if your books is popping and it's something that they want to read, they will buy it. But if not, if they don't have a clue, sometimes like my book, people didn't know they needed my book. You know, they walked right past the first book fair I did. They just walked right past me. Nobody said nothing to me the whole time. The first day, I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't get a like, I didn't get a hello, I didn't get nothing, because they didn't know they needed it. I had to realize who my audience was. My audience weren't the readers. My audience were who? The authors. Oh, so I had to go back and reconfigure my stuff and say, oh, my stuff is to the readers. I've got the wrong people. I got to talk to to the people who are in their booths who are not saying anything. So I started asking questions. I stopped into booths. I asked questions. What's your promotion challenge? Bam, there you go. I opened up the questions. I asked the stuff, and they start talking to me, and then they start doing this, and then I was like, okay. So then you start selling some stuff when you start talking to the people. So definitely engage. That's the most important tip I can give to you, is to engage. If it's virtual, you have to engage, because we are lurkers. We like to know what's going on behind the scenes. We don't need to know. They don't need to know we there. And I tell people that all the time. Don't be a lurker. Come on out. Even on the Periscope, it's some lurkers. We know the only reason we know you in here is because it has a number on the side. But if you don't say anything, you're not giving me any hearts or nothing like that. There's no engagement. And so you're going, oh my goodness. And it used to bother me a lot because people weren't saying anything. And then I said, no, because they still come into the room. So that makes a difference. They're just lurkers. And you have to be happy that the people are lurkers, because sometimes they don't have a question. You don't have a question, but you enjoy the content. So if you enjoy the content, give up some hearts, because that's how I know you're enjoying the content. Share the scope to somebody else. If you think this will help somebody else, that's how we know that you're paying attention, you're listening, and you think this is some good content somebody else will like. And thank you for my hearts. So that is my tip for today. I had one little bonus, and that was to volunteer your services. So say for instance, like with me, I had panel discussions. So maybe you can be the moderator for the panel discussion. Get out there and get in front of the people so they'll know you that way. Same way we're in the book fair. If somebody's having something, volunteer your services and see if you can help out, so you can get out there in front of other people too. So you just don't be behind your booth. You out there in front of the readers too. So that's another tip that I do. You can do that in a live thing too. I learned that when you volunteer, you get in front of people and they remember your face, and then they come back and go, hey, didn't I meet you at the booth when we checked in? What you got? You selling a book? I used to get that all the time. That's how come I ended up writing a book, because people used to say that to me all the time. You know so much about promotion. How come you don't have a book? I'm like, ooh, I don't know. So I wrote a book, and so that's how you get the people out there and you get them in there. And before I get off of here, I got to show you my book. Alrighty, I forgot to put it beside me. So this is my book, Building Online Relationships. It's all about learning how to get your book in front of the readers. It takes you step by step. Each one, this is not a book that you read in one sitting. You sit down and you do a lesson maybe once a month, something different to get your book out there in front of people. It's hard. It's going to take you some time to do the things that's in this book, but it will pay off. And believe me, it did. I made the best-selling list, so yes, it works. Believe me, using these tips, it works. I had to work my business to get it out there, and it made it. I made the best-selling list yesterday at the virtual book fair. I had not expected that, and that was a nice surprise. I went and looked at how much books I was selling, and I had made the list again. So hallelujah. All right. So I just want to tell you to get out there and rock those virtual book fairs. Put them on your list for 2016 as something to do. If you can't get out into the world, you can't get out into the real world, do not discount the virtual world. There are a lot of things that you can do to promote your book, to promote your business. We actually had, I didn't even talk about that, we had some vendors that were business owners that came and talked to us about their businesses. Great way to network with if you have a literary business or something like that, you can come in there and talk. We had a VA that was there. She came and showcased her business. Do not discount the virtual fairs. There's a whole bunch of out there. Like I said, Imani Wisdom, she does one that is fantastic. It's called the Urban Ebook Fair. Fantastic. Look her up on Facebook. She has them quarterly, and it's free. She offers it up to you for free, so you can get in front of a whole bunch of readers, and have a nice weekend, sell some books, and meet some new people. So don't discount that and put it on. What I plan on doing is doing one quarterly, something. If I don't do it with somebody else, I will create my own. We will be hosting the book festival next year. It's November 4th, 5th, and 6th. Because that's the date summary. So 2016, put that on your calendar and set it up. But the thing about mine is I'm going to have a limit. I'm probably going to do maybe 50 authors again. I want to keep it small. That way you can be in there and you're not overwhelmed. A lot of these fairs will have hundreds of authors in there, and that's just overwhelming to the reader. They ready to spend some money, but that's just too many people to be trying to look at. But, keep it low and key, and you can get out there in front of a lot of people. So I am LaShonda Hoffman. I am your promotion coach. If you wanted to rock your promotions, get in touch with me and we can set up a plan to get you out there in front of your readers. I hope you all have a great evening, and I will see you tomorrow. I'm do 2 scopes today. I'm trying to work on that. Tomorrow I'm doing a challenge, and then I do my scope again. So I hope to see you tomorrow, and you all have a blessed evening. Can turn it around as always. There you go. Alrighty. 5 ways to rock a virtual book fair or festival. If this was very helpful for you, please